Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to convert an old lawnmower to cut down trees. Now this is not the tree we're going to be cutting down because this is an apple tree and frankly we need it. It's just an idea just to give you the size of what one of these can handle, and well, based on the density of the wood you're going to be cutting, it's going to be different, but this is a fairly large tree and it should be able to handle something like this. Now, these are just two old lawnmowers that I've picked out to provide you examples of what you're looking for a worthy candidate of the conversion. Now, first thing is both of these lawnmowers have is a steel deck, and what this gives you is the ability to weld to them easy and do modifications pretty quickly too. This one is slightly thicker than this one, but this is not the one we're going to be using. One of the things you're going to look for as well is the distance from the front of the mower to the front of the engine here. Now some lawnmowers have the engine sideways, so it gives you a little more room, but this one doesn't. Actually, I'm not sure if any lawnmowers, I haven't seen any like that, but I'm sure they exist. But since this doesn't tell you much from here to here, because your blade doesn't always go to the front of the mower deck, what you're really looking for is the distance from the end of the blade to the front of the motor first. So for this one, it's about here, so estimated about that. For this one, it's about the same thing. They're about even. But some of them have a little bit more room, like Hondas or whatever. They have a lot less room because you have the valve cover. Now this one's also in worse condition than that one. The butterfly valve piece here is broken. The deck isn't actually attached to the handle there. I just have this old blade attachment holding that on. And overall the mower is just in worse condition. Starting handle isn't quite proper. And honestly I do like the 3.75 brakes because they do work very well. They're very reliable. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to weld this piece to the deck so that this mower can actually be used before we start with the actual conversion. I'll get back to you on that. Okay, so now that you all got that tacked together, we can go to the next step, which is going to be cutting a semicircle in the front of the mower, but also I drew this outline here, kind of give you an idea of where I'm going to be cutting it. But you're going to try to leave as much room as you can on either side where the wheels are to stop them from flexing. So if you cut it too close there, they're going to just bend the little pieces you have out, and that's it. So for this one, I'm pretty much just going to follow this piece right here, right where it dips in, like right there. I'm probably going to try to cut as close to there as possible. I'm not going to use this outline because it sucks. And once I got that done, I'm just going to show you what the next step is. Okay, so the front has been cut out here. There it is right there. And although my best efforts to make it look pretty, she's far from perfect. But aesthetics is not what we're going for here anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is get rid of this metal ring here. Yeah, and actually, just to be more instructive here, I used an angle cutter for this, and I just took it, and I just went around just like that. And that's all there was to it. Now, there's still not much room from the front of the mower to the end of the blade. You really don't have that good of a cut diameter. So, what we're probably going to do is we're going to turn the engine on its side and cut a little bit deeper. Okay, so I'm just filming what we've done since the last video. We've taken out the lawnmower blade and replaced it with the circle I made. And all I did is find a piece of metal that was already roughly the right size I wanted, 17 inches in diameter, like width. And then I just cut the corners off to make it a circle, 17 inches in diameter. Now teeth are going to get cut onto it, and it'll be like a circular saw blade. Now you can buy one, but they're expensive. Next to that, some more specific to this mower problems we had was that primer bulb that had to crack and kept leaking, and the broken butterfly valve attachment piece. So we just replaced the whole carburetor, which is now a choke-o-matic. Choke didn't work though, so we just tied it with a piece of wire and keep it open. We also added this stack. It's kind of cool, especially when we run it on like a diesel fuel gas mix. It creates a lot of smoke. I'm also going to just reinforce the deck, run like a piece of metal here that's kind of thick and tack it on, and one on the other side and maybe one on the back to attach them if it's necessary. She starts and runs fine, but then this thing adds a lot of weight. It takes forever to slow down and speed up, but it's got a lot of momentum. It's got way more than the grass cutting blade did. So we're just going to cut teeth into that, and we'll probably just show you how well it works. And one more thing I'm just going to mention is that you're probably going to want to bypass the governor, so that when you're under a lot of load under that blade right there, you can just open the butterfly valve all the way, or close it. It's up to you. Okay, so here she is finished. The tree cutting lawnmower is done. And this video is actually a long time afterwards. This is a year after the last video segment you had. What happened is I forgot to actually film it when it was done. I took her to the property. She's been there for about a year throughout winter. We used it. And now we've brought her back to sharpen the blade. And I decided, well, now would be a great time to finally make the final entry. And I don't know if you can see, we've kind of cleaned up the residue that was on it, but it was very, very brown there. So actually the sharpness is actually pretty bad, so we're just going to take a Dremel and just go at the teeth. And to show you how we fastened it, there it is. I don't want to flip it too much because I don't want to spill gas. But I made that. And I cut it out with a Sawzall, all the teeth. Did those. And that's why they're so poorly spaced, but actually balance-wise it's still pretty good. So I'm just going to start this thing and show you how it works. So that was just to show you it ran, and honestly, it does cut trees. It doesn't really cut too large because you can see that the cutting radius diameter isn't very large, but you can kind of work your way around the tree and get it pretty decent size. I can't really make a video of it cutting trees really because there's no trees here that I can cut down without getting in trouble, but maybe in the future I might put another video of it actually cutting down a tree to prove to you that it does work. Okay, thank you.